Giants starters have lived up to their billing in the last 4 games, but with the offense struggling, San Francisco is just 1-4 on this road trip against their NL West rivals. It's number 5 starter Todd Wellemeyer's turn as he tries to rebound from a loss in LA last Friday night. It's Wellemeyer and the Giants in the final game of the series. Giants-Padres next. We're at rainy Petco Park in Southern California as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series, Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. As you can see in the background, the ground crew here is taking off the tarp. This game is not going to start on time, and they're telling us it's going to start in about 15 minutes, so approximately around 3:50. So hey, we're going to have baseball, and hopefully it'll stay dry. But, Mike, first and foremost, I guess you can't say anything about the Giants' pitching other than it's been spectacular.
Well, in the last 3 games the Giants have lost, the pitching has been spectacular. And when you have your starting pitching give up 6 runs in 3 games, you expect to win those 3 games. Well, it hasn't happened that way simply because the Giants' offense has not been clicking. In fact, the last 9 runners that have gotten on third base for the Giants, they've been left stranded there. And I think that's the frustration of what this offense has not been able to do, and that's get that big hit or get the big situational at bat. If you look back at what Todd Wellemeyer is going to try and do today, considering his previous 2 starts, he has to do better with location. Location is what let him down in his first 2 starts, and he has to do better, especially deep in the count. He cannot give guys good pitches to hit. He has to maintain the corners and the command of all of his pitches, and he cannot elevate in the strike zone.
No, one of the really hard things about coming to San Diego is now this ballpark has a reputation, if you're the Giants, that they can't score runs here, and they're going to have to get over that.
Well, they are. I mean, but historically, it's been a tough place to score runs, really, since this place has opened up. So, I mean, let me ask you a question. As a former hitter, how do you get over that obstacle?
Well, you know, not scoring runs can be contagious, and scoring runs can be contagious. So you really just hope that somebody gets in a good flow, and the next guy behind you does the same thing. Because right now it's just not happening. And Bruce Bochy, you know, what he did today is he flipped a couple of guys around in the batting order, and he's going to see if that's going to help him.
Well, the shot in the arm and the secret weapon today is going to be Mark DeRosa, who's back in the lineup after a slight hamstring pull. He'll be at second base today. Juan Uribe will be over at shortstop, and Edgar Renteria getting the day off. So hopefully with an interjection of a good veteran bat in the lineup, things will be a little bit different, so they can get that big situational at bat. Doesn't have to be a hit. Just get that guy in from third. I think that'll be the difference in the game.
All right. We'll see what happens. All right, after this break, we're going to take you back to the studio for more Giants pregame live with Dave Benz, F.P. Santangelo, and Michael Urban. as we come to you from Petco Park, Game 3 of this 3-game series, Giants-Padres. All right, our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 59 degrees here at the ballpark. We got winds at around 12 miles per hour. The humidity is high. And the forecast, well, it could be a lot. It could be rain. It could be sunshine. We're certainly going to see some clouds, but it's one of those afternoons.
Right now we're going to take a look at our Toyota keys to the game. And first key of the game today, get some runs. That's right, Giants. They've left their last 9 guys at third base stranded. They cannot get them in. So that is a key. Get some runs. And Mark DeRosa back in the lineup. He'll be playing second base today. And he's had a good presence before. Things were popping offensively. And hopefully he can interject some life into that Giants offense. And last but not least, break out the closer. That's right. Brian Wilson is still a member of this team. Oh, there has not been a sighting of late. And today, because of an off day tomorrow, Bruce Bochy said, I may use him a couple of innings. So those are our Toyota keys to the game.
All right, as both teams getting loose, both pitchers are warming up. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the lineups and hopefully that very first pitch coming up. Have lost 3 straight.
Time now for our Home Depot doing more on defense. And Aubrey Huff was the guy who provided that defensive effort last night. On a man at second base, this was a pop-up over towards the sideline. And Aubrey Huff went over there thinking he could make the play and hold the runner. But the low fence hit him at the knee when you're used to a fence hitting you in the waist. And he tumbled right into the camera well. And a runner was able to advance because he fell out of play. And that is our Home Depot doing more on defense. An excellent play by Aubrey Huff. Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
He said in the paper this morning it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Exactly. I mean, somebody seriously could have been hurt. But I think had he known that, he may not have tried to make the play because he knew once he fell out of play that the runner could advance there. And it was a big 90 feet. That runner would be the only runner that would score.
But go by your instincts, and you're getting after that ball, you're going to catch it. Remember, it was Jonathan Sanchez last night. He only allowed 1 hit. And this is the games where the Giants have allowed 1 hit, and they haven't won. I mean, I remember that game in 1917, we were ticked.
Yeah.
It ended up being a tie.
Yeah, I remember well.
And of course, then 3 years later, we were ticked again.
It's true.
Another one ended up in a tie. And then last night. Unbelievable. He had a rough game last night, strikeout-wise.
He was fantastic. I mean, 7 strong innings, 7 zeros, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. Second consecutive start where he's had double-digit strikeout totals. And the thing that impressed us most about his outing last night was he started to use the split-finger fastball more, and he started to get more confidence in that pitch. Then there it was there. You saw it. There it is again. And it was a pitch that he used late in the game. So a guy who's really known around the league for 2 really good pitches, the fastball and his breaking ball, now he's got a 3rd pitch. And when he gets the confidence in that like Lincecum has, look out, folks. Of course, I'm not sure he can do much better than he did last night now.
It was Wellemeyer and Benji Molina headed in from the Giants bullpen. Garland and his catcher, Hundley, are just now walking through center field as they are making their way to the Pirate, or checked at the Padres dugout, and then eventually they will take the field. The front page this morning was a terrific story about Barry Zito. And the San Diego City Council honored Barry Zito for all of his works with strikeouts for troops, and they had some really touching stories about how much Zito and Zito's program have really helped some of these guys, and how it has really helped these guys come back.
Now, he doesn't get enough applause for that.
He doesn't. He absolutely doesn't.
And he's dedicated to it. I mean, he really spends a lot of time during the offseason, during the season, with these guys. He's gone around the league to get more of Major League Baseball players who are this generation's players to get themselves involved. And it's an easy sell because guys are jumping on board to help him out all over both leagues. And he really needs to be commended for it because it is a very meaningful program and one that he is very sincere about.
Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. A little different lineup for Bruce Bochy this afternoon. It'll be Velez in center field. He will lead it off. Mark DeRosa gets back in the lineup. He's at second base and hitting second. Pablo Sandoval's got major ownage on Garland. He will be hitting third. Then it's Aubrey Huff, followed by Benji Molina. Juan Uribe will get the nod at shortstop. Then Nate Scherholtz and John Bowker. That's the tandem that will play the corner outfield positions. And Todd Wellemeyer, he will be on the mound.
Let's take a look at the Padres defensively. They'll have Salazar, Gwynn, and Venable. Bud Black really mixing up his lineup today. We're seeing some new guys in the lineup for the first time. Salazar and Gwynn beat 2 of those guys, and that's your outfield. Cabrera and Headley, we've seen them all series long. They'll be on the left side of the infield. Eckstein and Gonzalez, they have been there anchored in this entire series on the right side of the infield, and Huntley will do the catching. Putting down the fingers for John Garland. John Garland in his 10th year at the big league level. A native of California out of Granada Hills. 6'6", 210-pounder. And there you see his start this year. He's still looking for his first win. He's a guy who can do 4 things with the ball. A fastball that he understands. He can 2 and 4 seam, a curveball, slider, changeup. But for Garland, he has to be fine with his command. He has to be able to pitch to the corners. If he does not have command, if he makes mistakes out over the strike zone, he does not have the type of overpowering stuff that he can get by with. He's more of a finesse pitcher at this point in his career.
Born in Valencia. You know where that is?
I do. Magic Mountain.
Do you know where Granada Hills is?
The Valley. Absolutely. He's a Valley boy.
You are unbelievable.
John Garland signed with the Padres as a free agent. Last year was with the Dodgers in Arizona. He's also been with the Angels, but the majority of his career, the reputation that he got was with the White Sox. An 18-game winner 2 times with the White Sox. And overall, in his career, 106 wins against 91 losses with an ERA in the mid-4s.
The men in blue, Gibson behind the dish. Scott Berry at first. Jerry Davis at second. Brian Knight at third. So we are ready for the very first pitch of this ball game. A Wednesday late afternoon start here in San Diego. A wet day, but Both teams hoping to get this one in. We think they will. Here's Velez, 1 for 8 in the series. 0 for 3 against Garland. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it is a steep right. .353 is when we get started. Very odd time.
Yeah, is it a day game or a night game?
No. The scheduled time was 3:35, which was odd. And, you know, that starting time has really helped him pack them in. Check swing roller. Garland will barehand it, and he will throw it on to first, and that's how this game gets started.
Is that the worst possible at bat you could have? A check swing comeback?
Yeah.
And would you rather take a rip and strike out?
I'd rather hit a ball off my foot than do that. I'd rather be in a cast for a week than do that.
So if you're going back to the dugout, how are you thinking your day's going to go?
You're wondering if that should even count. Here's Mark DeRosa hitting .216. He's got a home run. He's got 5 driven in. And he looks at a strike with Pablo Sandoval on deck. DeRosa pinch hit on Monday and struck out against Gregerson. And he ropes one past the diving Eckstein for a base hit.
Once he identifies that a pitcher, a right-handed pitcher, has got movement, sink movement, the phase movement that comes back into his hands, he automatically thinks right field. And this is as good of an approach as you can have, going with that movement, and watch the knob lead with the bat, staying inside it, and going right to the opposite field. That's all he was trying to do, identifying that that ball was working towards him, and that's how you beat that pitch. That's excellent fundamentals.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval 1 for 5 on Monday. Went 2 for 3 last night. Greg Gibson says that one's low, and it's a ball and no strikes. Coming in at 321. DeRosa's putting some form of protection on. If it's his hand or his wrist, is having a little trouble getting it on right now at first base, but now he does.
It makes so much sense. I mean, it just basically is telling you that he's more comfortable sliding head first into bases. And if you're going to do that, you got to find a way to protect your hands. Remember, he's had some wrist problems, had wrist surgery in the offseason. Got to protect it.
Sandoval high into right center field. Gwynn, however, is going to track it down, and DeRosa will scurry back to first.
I can't believe how far he hit that ball. He didn't get a lot of lower body in that swing. He was kind of out front. Just a testimony to what type of strength he has in his hands. Watch him extend out and reach. I mean, there's not a lot of lower leg strength in that swing. And he still almost knocked it out here.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff has faced Garland more than anybody on this Giants roster. And he's got a couple of home runs against him. He's 8 for 29. DeRosa really not a threat to go. Huff with 3 hits in this series. At the knees, and it's 0-1. Those are the numbers. 276. Benji Molina to follow should Huff reach. Just underway here in San Diego. In about a 18-minute delay.
Yeah, if you're going to have a delay, do it before the game, before you get started. No starting pitcher had started. Really, it was almost as if the scheduled time for this game was
353.
353.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2, or make it 0-2.
That's a good changeup right there. Expect anything at any time from Garvin. Likes the first base side of the rubber. His velocity will go 88, 92, depending on the gun.
Got him. Hit that inside corner. Houghton thinks so. Padres coming up. Padres lineup, they'll be coming up. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Cabrera, Eckstein, Adrian Gonzalez, and then Chase Headley. It was not just the base hit, it was the fact that he was running wild on Jonathan Sanchez. Followed by Will Venable, then Hundley, Oscar Salazar, and Tony Gwynn get a start, then John Garland on the hill.
The Giants defensively are going to set it up with Bowker, Velez, and Sherholtz. That's your outfield. Uribe Sandoval on the left side with Renteria getting an off day today at shortstop. DeRosa Huff on the right side, and Benjamin Molina, he'll be in the squad, putting down the fingers of the gentleman he'll be putting down the fingers for. Todd Wellemeyer, still looking for win number 1 on the year. Here are his numbers. Really pitched pretty good his first outing. His last outing gave up 7 early in Los Angeles. Not a good outing. For Wellemeyer to have a good outing, he has to be able to command the strike zone. He's more effective down around the knees with a good sinker, cutter combination on the fastball. And for Wellemeyer, he'll also throw at you a curveball and a changeup. Lots of movement. You'll see lots of ground balls with Wellemeyer.
Here's Cabrera, switch hitter, hitting .226 with 7 runs batted in. And a strike. Cabrera led off on Monday night, went 1 for 4. Hit 8th yesterday and went 0 for 2. Now it's 1-2.
Wellemeyer, 31 years old, 6'2", 215-pounder, out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Eckstein waiting on deck. Line foul. Sun's out. Beautiful day here in San Diego.
Yeah, it really is. When the sun is out, it couldn't be better.
Sherholtz drifts back, and he will put it away.
Everett Cabrera is not a big guy, and little guys in this ballpark, you cannot put the ball in the air. You have none chance.
Unless you're Eckstein and you decide to hit it right down the line in extra innings.
For a game winner walk-off, yeah. And he is the littlest Padre, 5'7", and that's an exaggeration. Right on top of the plate.
.261, a home run, 2 RBIs. 1 for 4 against Wellemeyer, and really his glove has saved a run in each of the first 2 games. Fouls it out of play. You lose 3-2 and 1-0. Then those plays defensively are important.
Now that was the walk-off home run in game 1 of this series. That was in the 10th inning. Jeremy Affelt, a little slider down and in.
Pops this one up. Uribe being called off by Bowker, and that's the right play. 2 outs.
Eckstein is now 47 at bats, and he has not struck out this year. So he will put the ball in play. See that in the next category you look at is how many walks does he have? He's only got 3.
Here's the big dog. 0 for 3 on Monday, 0 for 3 last night. 1 for 6 against Wellemeyer. First pitch way inside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, anytime you put an over on this guy and you lose a ball game, a little bit unusual. He is so much a part of their offense.
Well, it's good back-to-back games. The Giants put the overshift on Gonzalez. Sandoval's playing short. In tight, 3-0.
Broke in the big leagues in 2006, hit 304 with 24 home runs. And 2007 hit 30 for the first time. 2008 hit 36, and then last year hit 40. So he has increased his home run total every year he's been in the big leagues.
Wellemeyer throws one right down the chute. 3-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Driven to right. Sherholtz back. Looking up. Gone. And it came on a 3-1 challenge. 1-0 Padres.
Talk about location being the key to Wellemeyer, and he has been up this whole inning. And a 3-1 challenge to a guy with 40 home run power. If you make a mistake up, he's going to hurt you. And he lifts this thing right out. Just so effortless, a relaxed swing. Sort of reminds you of the same type of relaxed swing that Will Clark had.
Here's Headley.
Wellemeyer again up.
3rd home run of the year for Gonzalez. Wellemeyer wanted to know where that last pitch was. It's 2-0.
Well, Greg Gibson's got a pretty big strike zone. I mean, he'll give you knee high and belt high, especially early in the game. As the game wears on, at times he'll tighten it up, but he's got one of the bigger strike zones, at least in this group.
Headley takes low. 0 for 3 against Wellemeyer in his career. He's in the same spot now to Headley that he was with Gonzalez, so you got to be careful. On a play, it's 3-2.
You just cannot continuously get yourself in fastball counts behind the count to the middle of the lineup. 3-1 to Adrian Gonzalez, 3-1 here to Chase Headley.
A little flip job over Uribe for a base hit. So after 2 outs, a home run and then a single, and here's William Venable. not play in the game last night. For 2 with a walk and a strikeout on Monday. Headley with 3 stolen bases in the win last night. And the way he ran the bases had everything to do with the Padres winning. Sanchez and Whiteside just could not control him. And why wouldn't he think he could do the same?
Well, he really knew, just watching the motion of Jonathan Sanchez last night, when he was going home. And he knew it early because he was getting 3.5 steps on his jump, and that's crazy big.
Venable tries the same technique as Headley, but it doesn't work, and that'll end the inning. Benji Molina will lead things off for the Giants. Gonzalez's home run makes it 1-0. Last chance to be a season ticket holder. Left field lower box or bleacher seats available. Plan starts on the 25th of May. And for every closer plan purchase, you'll receive an autographed Brian Wilson bobblehead. Here's the important thing. 415-972-2298 is the number to call. Get in. The last minute, get in and be a Giant season ticket holder. Here's Benji Molina, 1-0 Padres. It was Eli Whiteside last night. Benji Molina did come in as a pinch hitter. And he had one of those at-bats where the Giants needed a fly ball to tie the game, and he came up empty. Hit a pop-up to right field. Here he dribbles it foul.
Last night, Jonathan Sanchez is an example of a pitcher that he's pitching to try and make you miss. Stuff is really, really good, but way above average. Well, John Garland is a pitcher that he wants you to hit the ball, but he feels he can determine how hard you hit the ball by adjusting speeds, mixing location, movement.
Molina goes the other way, but it's in the park to Venable, and Venable makes the catch. And here's Juan Uribe.
You mentioned earlier that Brian Wilson, the Giants closer, who's not had a lot of work on this road trip, Bruce Bochy with the day off tomorrow, he would not hesitate in using Brian Wilson for a couple of innings. And he would extend out everybody going into an off day. Starting pitch has been so good, the bullpen is extremely rested.
Uribe, a couple of home runs, 11 driven in. Uribe had an opportunity in the 9th inning off of Heath Bell to knock in that tying run with a fly ball. Foul as Tim Flannery goes down, and almost got Flannery and the security guy down the left field line.
Heads up, Flan man. If I'm a security guy, I'm sneaking a glove in. I'm sorry. Off-speed pitch, it just whistles right over the head of Flannery. And the Karam does get the ball dude.
3-1 to Uribe.
Where's Flannery? Oh, yeah. He's doing somersaults.
He's doing Tommy Lasorda. Uribe takes the walk, second base runner for the Giants.
Uribe, Garland, teammates on that world champion Chicago White Sox team.
It's a pretty good team.
Pretty good team indeed.
Here's Nate Scherholtz. Scherholtz does not have an RBI this year. He is hitting .350. He's got 3 hits in this series. Overall, he's 7 for 20. Nice play by Hundley. We've seen Scherholtz show signs that he's got a swing back.
Yeah, good solid at bats. And really, another indicator of when he's going good is he'll have those 9 or 10 or 11 pitch at bats where he gets a walk. And those are great at bats. Those are not the kind of at bats you have when you're slumping.
Scherholtz to Roberto Kelly.
Is that old Sweet Hands Kelly down there?
Oh, yeah. Scherholtz has faced Garland 4 times. He's got 1 hit, and that was a double. Bullet. Gonzalez. Double play. He's good, folks. He can do just about anything on that field. It remains 1-0 Padres.
CSNBayArea.com to vote for exclusive video blogs and much more. Check out CSNBayArea.com, and to view the poll results, watch Giants postgame live.
It'll be Nick Hundley, Oscar Salazar, and Tony Gwynn Jr. as Willemeyer starts out Hundley with a strike.
Looks like Ron Fairley
That is a dead ringer for Ron Fairley. I don't think it's him, but he could definitely use his ID to buy beer.
My goodness. That is pretty close.
Big Red.
High again, 2-1. It's been Torrealba behind the plate for the Padres in the first 2 games in the series. Hit on the ground out to De La Rosa, who juggles it and then throws him out. I do admire guys that can move around defensively, because you don't really get a shot to work a lot at second base for DeRosa.
He's been a left fielder for most of the year. I mean, you can't be in a comfort zone.
I know. I mean, he fielded that like he was kind of heading to the Starbucks for a cup of coffee. Didn't get rattled when he juggled it.
We've seen him play second base, third base, left field, first base. It looked like he does it every day.
Wellemeyer still up in the strike zone. It's 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk.
Still looking for a slot. A good arm slot that he can repeat and then control his pitches. This is what we saw in Los Angeles. He was up a lot in LA. And he was constantly behind, and the Dodgers really jumped on him. 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
Here's Tony Gwynn Jr. Three for 27. First pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Spring training, you never saw Wellemeyer have problems with control. And the cut fastball was a new pitch for him, and it really was a good pitch.
Wellemeyer will throw on to first.
You know, and Wellemeyer's got a problem. And that is, at times he'll have too much movement, and controlling that movement can be a bit of a puzzle for him. You try hard to get movement. Sometimes if it's too much and you can't control it, not any fun pitching. He's all over the place right now.
Starts to get dark here at the ballpark.
Now, if you're a catcher, you're going to go out there. One of the hardest things to do during the middle of a game is to change things mechanically. But as a catcher, you can suggest shortening up your stride. You can suggest picking the pace up. You can suggest trying to slow things down. Anything more mechanical than that, you're not going to have much luck with it.
High again, 3-0.
Coming into this game, the Giants were tied for the lead in defense of the National League, and a big part of that reason is that they've got pitchers that throw strikes and they work quick. When you're a pitcher, you're constantly behind the count, you're walking guys. That's when the defense behind you tends to get a little bit diluted. It's Barry Zito.
Three and one. Hundley goes. Pitches ball 4.
Wellemeyer cannot believe where that pitch was and that it was called a ball. I think but Benjamin Molina making a case for the same pitch as well. But that's going to happen with Greg Gibson. He can be inconsistent. He can give you a pitch early in the count and not give it to you late. And this was the ball 4 pitch. And if it was off the plate, it was about an inch, because it certainly was high enough.
Here's Garland. You would think Garland would be asked to bunt. He's showing bunt. And the pitch is low.
The other thing, too, is when you're all over the place, you're not going to get corner pitches. And for young players who, if you get the bunt sign, do exactly what Garland does. Show the bunt early. Get out and get set up.
Two and 0.
Now David Getty's going to come out. I can just hear it in the Giants dugout. Bruce Bochy going, go talk to him.
Well, game 5 between the Sharks and the Avalanche will be tomorrow. It'll start at 7:30. Pregame live will be at 7. It's going to be shown on Comcast Sportsnet California. Series is tied at 2 games apiece. I'll be watching, and I know you will too. That only means one thing. It's starting to come down a little bit, although some blue sky. Is Garland waiting? 3-0.
He's got a panic going on right now. He's down 3 balls to a pitcher. He's already walked 2 to put the runners on and create the rally for free here. It's a big pitch for Willemar.
3-1. It's kind of like trying to make that free throw after you've missed the last 4.
Yeah, and you're thinking about your stroke, nothing free about it. Trying to aim the ball.
On a pickoff play, and just sliding back in was Salazar. The pitch was called a strike. It's a full count.
That was close. Jerry Davis on the call at second base. Benjamin Molina, I mean, he's aggressive. I mean, he threw that thing over the head of Willemar. Had he been able to lower his sights a bit, they may have been able to get him. Because the throw went high, but I think the throw actually beat him there. Had it been a low throw, they would have got him.
Not close, and he walked it. Salazar 0 for 7 coming in. He walked. Gwynn 3 for 27. He walked, and now the pitcher walks.
That's the bad news. The good news is he's a sinker baller, and one pitch he can get out of this inning with a double play. But he certainly has not made things easy for himself.
Benji Molina blocked that pitch that was a foot out in front of the plate.
Yes, that was not an easy block.
Is Brandon Metters is getting up.
He's trying to mix it up here. He's missing with a lot of fastballs, so he called a different pitch. And that is 2 feet out in front of home plate. And right away, Bruce Bochy signaled to Mark DeRosa to go talk to him. And now Bochy's telling Metters, get going. Heat it up down there.
And it took Metters, for whatever reason, a minute or so to get his jacket off, shirt tucked in. Two balls and no strikes.
Well, if you're Cabrera, you just got to take a pitch.
Three and 0. Painful.
Well, it is. I mean, especially when you know the team's been having a problem scoring runs the last 3 games. You do not want to have your pitcher puts you in a hole and absolutely have nothing you can do about it defensively. You cannot defend against a walk.
Now this is to get Metters ready. And Gibson's going to tag along pretty quick. Uribe is going to kill some time.
Now, Metters ought to be pretty close to being ready. I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised to see Bochy come out there and not even give him another pitch. Nothing grinds a manager down more than a pitcher that can't throw strikes.
And he walked. 4 straight walks. It's 2-0.
Mark Gardner, the bullpen coach, just tipped the cap to Bruce Bochy to let him know that Metters is ready.
Eckstein popped out. To John Bowker in the first inning. Breaking ball just off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
And that's the problem. I mean, if you're throwing strikes, that ball probably is going to get called a strike. But when you are all as wide away from the strike zone as Wellemeyer has been, you're not going to get those corner pitches.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Looks like Eckstein's taking all the way. He's just trying to get up there and be as small as he can be. The guy who's struggling with the strike zone. Eckstein at 5'7" doesn't have a whole lot of strike zone.
And that didn't have to be a strike. And he got him. But now here's trouble. In his first at bat on a 3-1 pitch, this is what he did. Look at the location.
It's just T-ball location. It's right out there for a power hitter. That's a gift. I'm not going to miss those. It's been that kind of a day for Wellemeyer. He just has not had command of his stuff.
By the way, that was the first time Eckstein had struck out this year. Hit into right center field. Scherholtz and Velez, and look out! And Eugenio Velez makes the catch, and that ends the inning.
He didn't know how many outs there were.
So, when it's all said and done, it's a run for the Padres.
on Friday, and the St. Louis Cardinals are coming to town, and Tim Lincecum going to take on Jamie Garcia in the Friday home opener. You'll see that game on NBC Bay Area. And then Saturday will be a Comcast Sportsnet game, a 5:30 pregame show. Adam Wainwright against Barry Zito, then Matt Cain against Brad Pinney on the Sunday finale on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. And you'll see that game at 105, pregame starting at 12:30. Join us if you will. Albert Pujols coming to San Francisco.
Here's John Bowker. Bowker hitting 176. He's got a home run. He's got 4 driven in. Bowker pulls this one on the ground. Gonzalez will take it himself.
Well, Mark giving himself some much needed therapy as he goes out to the on deck circle. And it's frustrating. Nothing's worse for a pitcher when you cannot control your pitches. Try as you might, make the changes that you make, and nothing's happening. It's frustrating.
Wellemeyer is 0 for 3. Two balls and no strikes. And a strike, 2-1. On the ground, and again, it's Gonzalez. 2 out.
All right, time now for our Bloomberg Sports Stat. For more information, go to BloombergSports.com. Statistical analysis that's absolutely fantastic. The leader in data analysis has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs, and there's also a product for fans. Improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players and teams. Go to Bloomberg.com for details.
Here's Velez. And Velez taking a strike. One hit in this game for the Giants. Mark DeRosa, a single in the first, and he's on deck. Outside and high, 2-1.
Guys see a little 2-out thunder right now.
Everett Cabrera, 3 ground balls, and John Garland retires the side in order. It stays 2-0. fact that on Sunday, April 25th, it's Earth Day at AT&T Park. The first 20,000 fans, well, they're going to get a grocery bag courtesy of PG&E and the California Academy of Sciences. Go to sfgiants.com, purchase your tickets, and remember, with dynamic pricing, buy early and save. Lock in by buying early. Wellemeyer, first pitch high to Headley. 1 ball and no strikes. Headley singled, little blooper over Juan Uribe in the first inning. High again, 2-0. He just cannot find that slot.
You know, you're making adjustments after every pitch, so I mean, he's not competing. He's just thinking about mechanics right now.
And Metters is going to get up. Three and 1 to Headley. It's going to be a little bit weird for a hitter too, because you get into a rhythm and you just don't expect to see a strike. This has popped up. Sandoval puts it away, 1 out.
Well, it's a tough way to make a living if you're a pitcher, you know, being down 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, and then you have to come in. Because he doesn't have the ability to throw to a corner target. If you were looking at Benji Molina, he's just sitting right behind home plate. Because Benji doesn't know where it's going. Wellemeyer doesn't know where it's going. He's just trying to steer something in the strike zone. So you're not likely to get a quality location. You're just trying to get something that's not going to get called a ball.
Now, when the sun is out here, that shadow starts to creep in and catches the rim of the stadium right behind home plate. Swing and a foul, held on by Molina. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Those are just not good location pitches. But there's not a whole lot he can do about it. And the other thing too is, you know, his curveball really and his changeup he's not been able to throw. It's been basically his fastball and his slider.
You got Venable out in front, 1 and 2.
All you can do is when you get back to the dugout between innings, try and find some mechanics that you can identify and rely upon. I mean, he's doing his best to just sort of suppress the panic, but it's raging in his brain right now, trying to figure this out. Metters is loose. He's done throwing.
Venable breaks his bat. Sherholtz is coming over, and he'll play it and then drop it. And just like that, it's a double.
Again, the pitch is up. They sent him inside corner. And played him over towards the gap in right field, right center, and they kind of gave Venable the line, and he finds it. It's kind of a lazy fly ball. Hit away from the defense. I think if Sherholtz picks this up, I mean, because Venable had committed to second. If he picks that thing up cleanly, we may have had a throw him out at second base. As good an arm as Sherholtz has.
Up and in to Hundley. Did they give him a straight double?
I think so. Know as a catcher the panic that's going on in Wellemeyer's mind. You really can't go out there and chew a guy out because he's trying for all he's worth to try and find that release point. You can't try any harder than what Wellemeyer's doing right now to try and get locked back into where he can command his pitches.
High, 2 balls and no strikes.
And behind in the count, a lot of pitches upstairs. You're really flirting with big time trouble here, especially now with a man in scoring position.
number 63, thrown by Wellemeyer. Check swing. Hundley goes around 2-2.
Nick Hundley's father, Tim, is an assistant coach for the UCLA football team. Last year, in September, when the Giants were in Pasadena, the UCLA team was staying in the same hotel. His dad came over and was talking about his son. Very, very proud, as you can imagine.
Hundley stays alive. Well, it tells you something about his dad. He makes his living coaching football. He tells his kid to play baseball. That's what I'm going with.
He also told him to go to another school. Nick Hundley went to U of A, University of Arizona. But a very proud father.
Good swing there by Hundley. You'd naturally think that he was some kind of relation to Randy Hundley. That is not the case. The old catcher.
Yeah, well, his kid's already come through. Todd had a nice career.
A high fastball.
I think that's about the only thing he can throw is a high fastball. Set up in that inside corner, but right now Wellemeyer is just trying to steer it as close to the catcher as he can. Fastball's kind of got him on his own.
So he's really not trying to hit the glove. He's trying to hit Benji.
That's right. He's not seeing the glove. He's seeing gray matter behind home plate.
This is where the walk started in the second. He just joined us. Salazar walked with one out. Then Gwynn walked. Then Garland walked. Then Cabrera walked. And then Wellemeyer struck out Eckstein, and he got Gonzalez on a fly ball. It's kind of like Dan Herron giving up 7 runs last night and winning. Jonathan Sanchez giving up 1 hit and losing.
And striking out 10. You know what they call that? Baseball.
Line drive, foul.
Not by much. Salazar still looking for his first hit of 2010. And that, about a foot and a half from being fair. Foul ball, said Todd Wellemeyer.
2-2 to Salazar.
71 pitches for Wellemeyer, 36 balls, 35 strikes.
So if you were to break that down, that would be a little odd, right?
An unusual distribution. It just tells you the guy's struggling. That's a lot of pitches in 3 innings, or 2 2/3.
It'll be DeRosa, and that'll do it. Double does not hurt Wellemeyer. DeRosa to lead things off. All right, here's our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Can you name the last Giants pitcher before last night to pitch 7 innings, allow 1 hit, and get the loss?
Here's Jonathan Sanchez.
Here's DeRosa. Who says the only hit for the Giants is he drove one past Eckstein in the first inning. Here he bounces and foul. A quick 0-2 is Garland. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And DeRosa's got another hit. And that came on an 0-2 pitch.
Garland again brought Sink down in the end to DeRosa. See the target from Hunley. Just going right back up, inside out. It's just a nice controlled backswing or bat swing that's just utilized in the middle of the diamond. That's all he's trying to do. The 2 go back up the middle.
His stride maybe 3-4 inches. Sandoval hit one to fairly deep right center field, but was tracked down. And he takes a strike. Stay away from Sandoval to see if he'll try to pull that sinker. Fastball low and away, get the double play ball.
Good movement though. I mean, he backdoors the outside location with a slider, with movement coming in towards Sandoval. Then he throws a sinker, basically the same spot, but it's movement that goes away from Sandoval. See the wind. It is windy. I was talking about the pockets of rain that are all around the Southlands. It's a wide strike zone. You know, Greg Gibson's got one of those funny strike zones where if you're pitching to it, you're thinking, all right, this could be a big zone. But the problem is you don't always get the same pitch when you go back to the same location, especially late in the count. It's inconsistent, and it is a frustrating strike zone to work with.
Well, that for Sandoval was a pretty easy take. And now it's 3-2, and the question is will Bruce Bochy send the runner? DeRosa being dinged up a little bit, you never know. He goes. Ball 4.
Another easy take. I mean, if you're going to walk Pablo Sandoval, I mean, you got to earn it.
Yes.
Not too many corner pitches.
And he got help on 1.
Yeah. A second strike. Giants looking to put up a crooked number, and they haven't been able to do that for a while.
Saturday. That's not going to do it. It was Huff on the first pitch. 1 out, infield fly rule.
Yeah, the last time they had an inning where they scored more than 1 run was Saturday. In that game they scored 9, and it was Tim Lincecum that had the RBIs that put the crooked number up.
Benji Molina hit a fly ball to right field. just off the plate with one Uribe to follow. This is the 4th inning.
See, the Shadows have gone just about 2/3 of the way out to second base. And I don't think they're really going to be much of a factor here. Once they get past the pitcher's mound, they don't really notice it.
Double play ball. 6-4-3. And that'll end the inning as Sandoval winning extremely hard.
Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates LP.
All right, our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Can you name the last Giants pitcher before last night to pitch 7 innings, allow 1 hit, and get the loss? Matt Cain did it at Petco Park in 2007. Matt Cain allowed 2 earned runs on Monday in 6 innings. That's what the skies have looked like all day here in San Diego, as Tony Gwynn Jr. is going to lead things off. 1 ball and no strikes.
And again, behind the count. He has not had many strike ones today. 4 times. And 17 hitters.
Just 4?
We always talk about the importance of getting strike 1 to get the advantage. And boy, you're 4 for 17 in a strike 1 ratio. You are not doing yourself any favors.
1 and 2. You might be happy that it's only 2-0.
Well, they're really lucky that it's only 2-0. It's a funny game. I mean, Wellemeyer could all of a sudden find the release, get clicked into a good rhythm, and away he goes. Could be the winning pitcher. We've seen it happen before. Guys searching and searching for a rhythm, and all of a sudden, boom, you get it.
DeRosa will take this slow grounder.
Well, check out Sportsnet Central tonight at 7 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Get the Giants Padres highlights, and you'll talk about the Sharks, who scored it all up last night with Colorado. And Toby Gerhart will be in the studio, and the rumors are that the San Diego Chargers are thinking about getting Toby Gerhart. At least that's the talk here in San Diego.
Chronicle Live will be on right after Greg Poppel. Toby Gerhart's going to be on.
Yep.
How about Reggie Jackson? How about Michael Strahan? but a bouncing ball up the middle. DeRosa knocks it down. That ball kicked back. He had the read on it to backhand it, but then it kind of kicked back.
What do you think? Hit or an error?
I'd give him an error.
And it's going to be an error. Only the 7th error that the Giants have made this year. Coming into today's game, Giants and the Philadelphia Phillies were tied for the best defense in the National League, having made just 6 errors apiece.
Here's Cabrera. And a strike to Cabrera. He's getting dark, Mike.
Maybe one of those rain pockets is about to come over. Brandon Metters again starting to get greased up there. You see the darkness that Kipe's talking about.
Swinging a foul back. Talking to some folks back in the Bay Area. So the weather's not that much different there than it is here. It'll be sunny and 80 Friday night at AT&T Park.
That's what we're going with. It is supposed to be beautiful on Friday. Back of the Bay.
1-2 to Cabrera. Got him.
That movement went completely across the plate. They set the target up in the inside corner, and he had every intention of throwing it there. But this ball just has a mind of its own. And that's the unpredictable movement we're talking about. And at times handicaps a pitcher, and that has been a big part of Willemeyer's problem today. He's had too much movement. But he'll take it out any way he can get it. Strikeout number 3.
Here's Eckstein. Eckstein 0 for 2. And a strike in its own 1.
One thing the Padres have done, though, they've been very patient when they know that Willemeyer's had problems with command, and they've been up there taking first pitches. They have not been in any hurry, and I think that's a smart philosophy to have when the guy's struggling with command. Next pitch for Willemeyer will be number 85.
Willemeyer is due to hit 4th in the next half inning. 2-1 to Eckstein. Struck out for the first time this year in the 2nd. And the longest streak to start out the season this year. Just wide, 3-2. You want to face the next guy.
You do not.
So Eckstein's got to be thinking this is going to be a pretty good pitch.
Just missed by about 4 inches.
Uribe to DeRosa. And the Giants are coming up, and Juan Uribe will lead things off.
at csnbayarea.com and ask us a question. We'll answer one a game. Here's today's question from Gray from Santa Rosa. What are your favorite sports other than baseball? Smoothie?
Well, grew up in the great state of Wisconsin. Ice fishing. A little brandy. Come on.
Randy Alexander's. What were your favorite sports as a kid?
The normal ones.
Football, basketball, baseball?
Yep.
Yeah, I like basketball was my favorite when I was a kid. Golf.
And a shot past the third baseman, Headley. Uribe digging for 2.
Now we're cooking with gas. Leadoff double. Just spinning on the inside locator. Tried to jam him, but he's not an easy guy to jam right now. They gave him the line, and boy, did he find it. That's 100% pure two-bagger right there.
Nate Sherholtz hit a sharp ground ball to Gonzalez, who turned it into a double play.
Those are sports we played as a kid. Now, as an adult, I kind of like watching whatever playoff is on.
Like tomorrow night, Sharks.
I'm into hockey, NHL Stanley Cup. That's fun to watch. Speaking of hockey, here's a Shark fan.
0-1 to Sherholtz.
Just got through watching March Madness. That was fun. Now it's the NBA playoffs.
And Uribe is going to get a nice 90 feet.
All right, now we told you at the start of the broadcast that the last 9 times that a Giants base runner has got to third base, he's been stranded there. So here's the challenge. Nobody out runner third.
Foul. Look out, Schinberger.
That had Schinberger written all over it. Be careful down there. All right, I got this one. That's mine. Whoop! Right through the wickets. In hockey, that's the 5-hole.
1-2 to Sherholtz.
Trying to go front door sinker, just a little bit left inside. Sherholtz had a great at bat his last AB. He had an absolute bullet to Adrian Gonzalez, but it was loud. It was caught. Ooh, good pitch.
I'm out.
Well, you know, you talk about the frustration that players have when there's inconsistency in the strike zone. That was called a strike earlier in the game, and Garland got it. He struck out Aubrey Huff on it for his only strikeout.
And Sherholtz battles and stays alive.
Guy taking a breather from his workout. Big Nate Sherholtz fan.
Payoff to Sherholtz. Breaks his bat. Uribe's coming in, and he will score, and the Giants are on the board. I'm not sure I've ever been so excited about seeing a ground ball out in my life.
Well, they finally broke the streak. The 10th time they got a guy on third base, they finally get him in, and that's going to be our Dodge Ram drive of the game. We do not take our situational hitting here lightly, folks. Our Dodge Ram drive of the game.
So Bunker will hit with nobody on and 1 out, and he will take a pitch down low. Travis Ishikawa is on deck.
That's a good changeup right there. And that might even be that speed between the changeup and the sinker. But great location on the 2-0, and that's how you neutralize a hitter's count. When he's heading the count, you got to put good location on it. And Garland did.
That hit the bag. No, it didn't. How could it kick right if it didn't hit the bag?
Well, I saw what you saw. And we thought it hit the bag.
It absolutely hit the bag.
It hit the bag. Now that's Scott Berry, the first base umpire. We have seen this crew struggle with base umpiring in this series. And that should have been a base hit.
Up the middle.
Now one more time, the ball is just sort of trickling down the line, and Adrian Gonzalez playing back, and here it hits the bag. It bounces right over the glove. It's Scott Berry, the first base umpire. I don't know what he could have been looking at. He had to have been blocked out by Gonzalez's body.
Well, Gibson certainly must have seen it.
Well, it's the plate umpire's call until it gets to the bag. So once it hits the bag, it becomes the first base umpire's play, and he blew the play. And it cost the Giants a base hit and a base runner.
Well, I mean, if you're standing there and you're umpiring, you have to think in your head, there has to be a reason why that ball all of a sudden jerked itself way to the right or to the left if you're the first base umpire.
Well, if I'm Roberto Kelly, I got to make some noise about that one. I got to at least argue to the point that my manager comes out and absolutely finds out what's going on. Now, I know as a base umpire, you're not allowed to argue, but it clearly hits the bag. Wow.
Here's Ishikawa.
As hard as it has been for the Giants to score runs here over the years, I'm starting to think this place is haunted.
Ishikawa, 1 for 5 on the season, has not had a lot of opportunities. And it's now 1-2. Top of the order is on deck. Giants have scored a run here in the 5th. It's 2-1.
The day is over for Todd Wellemeyer, who minimizes the damage on a day when he really did not have command of his stuff.
The other way, and a fair ball. And it kicks off. It might have been the tarp, and Ishikawa's got a double.
Don't normally see the tarp here in San Diego. Usually it's underneath the stands, but here they have it out so they can get at it a little bit quicker. And this slice is just inside, and here's where it makes contact, and that's an extra 90 feet right there. That's where it is usually stored.
Velez has bounced out twice. And a called strike to Velez.
the changeup. So I think the Padres are thinking they could softball Velez, because that's how they pitch him. Not a lot of fastballs, and when they have thrown the fastballs, it really hasn't been in the strike zone.
Well, he's 1 for 10 in the series.
Right back again, just below the strike zone with a changeup.
Out to the second baseman Eckstein, and that'll do it. So Velez, 3 ground balls. He's 0 for 3. The Giants pick up a run. You can't make, you can do it on StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. You'll find great seats for this Friday's wearable blanket night and Saturday's Pablo Sandoval bobblehead giveaway, as well as future popular Giants games. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today. Lots of Giants fans here in attendance today. Giants fans, this is their kind of weather. They know what to wear. Yeah.
And they know to bring their gloves.
You got that sweatshirt?
I do.
Runzler to Gonzalez. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
The numbers for Dan Runzler. He is unscored upon it. Think about this, though. It's his young career. He's made 17 appearances at the big league level. He has been unscored upon in 16 of them. And he is a big fella. Runzler, 6'4", 230-pounder. Strong. Country strong.
Goes back with a strike. It's 2-2 to Gonzalez. Outside, full count. The switch hitting Headley on deck, and then Will Venom. And Molina tried to hang on, but he couldn't. It stays 3-2. Hensler pitching out of the stretch, and Gonzalez fouls it down the left field line and out of play. Dodgers leading Cincinnati 4-3. That game in Cincinnati. They're in the 4th inning.
Oh yeah, they get their colors on. Good fold in the hat. Game ready.
Line drive past Uribe, and Gonzalez with a leadoff single. It's really a perfect example of really terrific hitter. When he gets in fastball situations, he's going to hit the ball hard.
Well, a 3-2 challenge from Runzler. And even the big fella going back up the middle, taking a little swing out.
Here's Headley. Down low. Headley singled in the first, popped out in the third.
That's one pitch that Runzler has to commit to a little bit more. The call from Molina was a changeup. And for a power arm like Runzler, who really is more of a fastball slider type of pitcher, he's trying to bring that third pitch, that other speed, into his repertoire of pitches. At times, he'll just quit throwing them. And that was one of those times.
Driven to right. Sherholtz is there. Headley retired, and here's Venable.
But I like what I'm seeing, though, with the young pitchers, and you know that's really it says a lot about your pitching coach. He gives these guys grips to throw these changeups, these split finger fastballs, these off-speed pitches, and he encourages them to use them. A lot of guys, especially relievers, they won't do it. They just become a two-pitch person. In some instances, a one-pitch person. It's so important to be able to have another look, another speed, another dimension to get a guy off speed.
Venable breaks his bat. Huff has got it. There's one, and no throw.
Well, the whole right side of the infield was moving.
They were ducking, baby.
Huff was going for the ball. Uribe was covering the bag. Mark DeRosa, watch the second baseman DeRosa. He's trying to get out of the way from the bat head. Look out, Mark. And Uribe does a smart thing here. There was a little confusion as to who was covering the bag on the back end of that double play. So he decided to just hang on to it.
DeRosa's got the biggest toothpick I've ever seen.
That was a saw job and a half there. You talk about jamming a guy. When you do that to a hitter, that's therapeutic. It feels so good.
Oh, yeah. Hundley is bounced out and he's struck out. Bats go a little quicker now than they did when you and I played.
Now the guys like the Maplewood bats because they're harder. But boy, they blow up.
0-1 to Hundley.
And if a guy gets a little bit of a flaw in his swing and he's having problems with his mechanics, like John Bowker right now, I think John Bowker's gone through an entire bat order on this road trip. He has broken a lot of bats.
He'd been mighty disappointed in Cleveland when they gave you 1 dozen for the whole year.
Go get them. You want more? Buy it yourself, pal. Of course, they were only $11 back then, too.
Yeah, they weren't much.
Now you can pay as much as $300 for a bat.
They're keeping Venable close.
It was great a few years ago when kids were saying, "Dad, get a bat order. We want to see a bat you use." All right, so I called up Louisville. Can you give me a dozen bats? Sure. I sent my same order out. And then I got the bill. I was thinking it was going to be like $150.
Venable is going to steal it without a throw.
It was like $900.
Did the same thing. And I was so happy when I got him. I brought him home, and so I give one to each of the kids. Here, you want one of these? Nah, that's okay. Finally got the neighbor lady to take one. Keep the sliding door from sliding too far. 2-2.
Hey, it was important to us, partner.
I got two good brothers that each took one. And they didn't even roll their eyes when I offered.
Those are good brothers right there.
Three and two to Nick Hundley, who started out this at bat. 0-2. Hundley skies one to left. Bowker back. This ball is carrying, and it's gone. Hundley with his second home run of the year.
He worked himself into a challenge situation. Lays it right out there, and Hundley sitting on a fastball, putting a good swing on it. For the second time this year, gets himself a round tripper. And well, I'm just not used to seeing Carey to that side of the field. And we were a bit surprised watching that thing go out of here.
Here's Salazar. Well, for Runza, his disappointment was going to be he had him 0-2. Didn't give up the home run 0-2.
It's been a windy day, but in this ballpark, you really don't know. If you see the flags blowing out to right, you don't know, but it swirls and it carries to left. Boy, do we see evidence there by the fly ball of Hundley, which would normally have been a can of corn. Get out of here for a 2-run bomb. We have never come to this ballpark and said that it favors the hitter. And today, maybe left field does.
This will be another 3-2 pitch to a Padre hitter. Sandoval on a big hop. That'll end the inning. Damage done. 2 runs here in the 5th. It's 4-1 Padres.
freeze cam, and we go back to the 4th inning, 2 on, 1 out, and a double play ball, and watch Pablo Sandoval come in hard and upend David Eckstein. That is his job, and that is good, clean, hard baseball, and that is our Coors Light freeze cam. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Mark DeRosa, a couple of hits. Giants trail by 3 after the Hundley home run. One ball and 1 strike. Towards the hole. Headley cuts it off and throws him out. Well, what's the dynamic deal of the week? If you reserve infield tickets for the Monday, April 26th game, it's a 7:15 start against the Phillies. It's only $14. To take advantage of the dynamic deal of the week or purchase tickets to any Giants game, visit sfgiants.com. Buy early and save. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval does not swing.
Brian Knight, third base umpire. All right, did he go? No.
Pulls this one foul.
Oh, she held it long enough.
He did.
Guy's styling, isn't he?
He's got the hat. He's got it going. Left center field. Wynn's going to dive, and he's going to make the catch. 2 outs here in the 6th.
That is a big league center fielder making a big league play. Ball slicing away from him, and I didn't think he had a chance to get to it. Full out, completely parallel to the ground. And watch the backhander laid out parallel perfect. What a nice play.
Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff is 0 for 2. Inside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, this place is on it. Padres have really supported their pitching staff with great defense.
And Garland on cue helps his own cause by making the play in a 1-2-3 inning. It stays 4-1.
Farmers Insurance. To find your local Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS today. By your Northern California Honda dealers at shophonda.com. And by Xfinity, the next generation in home entertainment. Now available in the Bay Area and coming soon to the Central Valley.
All right, let's check out our McDonald's game summary. 4-1 lead for San Diego. DeRosa's got a couple of hits. Uribe's got a double. Gonzalez has hit a home run. So is Hundley. And it's 4-1 San Diego. And that's our McDonald's game summary. Win on a bunt. Not in time. Aubrey Huff to Mark DeRosa.
Mark DeRosa, to even make that play close at second base, showed a great instinct. Watch him at the top of your screen break it as soon as he sees that bunt. Runzler had no chance. And it's bang bang. And just the fleet-footed Gwynn able to outrun DeRosa. But that's what it boiled down to. A foot race, DeRosa, Gwynn. And he just does beat DeRosa. Nice play with everybody involved.
Here's Garland. Garland showed bunt while Runzler threw to first.
We had him at 3-7 going down the line. That's the fastest time down the line we've had in a couple of years. That's a low fly right there.
Runzler throws it down the right field line, and Gwynn is going to stop at second. So things are falling apart here.
Well, you're right. You're not scoring any runs. You have to be perfect with your defense. You cannot create scoring opportunities by way of an error if you're a pitcher. So a free 90 feet, they get a runner in scoring position. Now they can use Garland to try and get Gwynn over to third. Very quickly, Guillermo Mota gets up and starts throwing.
Runzler throws out Garland. On the play, Gwynn goes to third. So Cabrera will hit. Giants have to pull the infield in.
Pressure right now, corner infielders. As much speed as Gwynn has, and as much back control as Cabrera has, I mean, Bud Black could play for a run here by way of the squeeze or the safety squeeze.
On a play on the first pitch. Cabrera walked with the bases loaded in the second, picked up his 8th RBI. Low and in.
Almost got a back foot. Say the back foot slider. That almost literally was a back foot slider. Strikeout situation for Runzler.
At third, Gwynn. And here's the squeeze that Mike was talking about, and it's going to work. And Molina's going to throw him out, but a run comes in, and it's 5-1.
Bud Black just trying to tack on. He knows he's got back control in the batter's box. He's got great speed on the baselines. And Cabrera, all he's got to do is butt that ball fair, and it's a run. And he does just that. That's going to be our forward right choice. Don't have to be fine on the bunt. You just have to get it down. Put it in fair play. Execute it perfectly.
And here comes Bruce Bochy.
Showed late. Job well done.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Yamamoto's numbers. 7th time he's taken the ball for Bruce Bochy. 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits allowed, just 3 base runners in those 4 2/3. He's got a fastball that he'll 2-seam and 4-seam with, depending on what he's trying to do with it. Circle change and slider.
He'll face Eckstein with nobody on and 2 outs.
Got underneath that one just a little bit. There's a little rust on a lot of the arms down the Giants bullpen. These guys have not been in games since Saturday.
Strike to Eckstein. 1-2.
Ryan Wilson, the Giants closer. He will get an inning today, regardless of what the score is.
Aubrey Huff, Nate Scherholtz. It's going to fall and then bounce into the seats. So Eckstein battling Mota. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Look out. Right over the head of Mota. And it'll be a base hit for Eckstein.
Saw a similar type line drive go right past the head of Jeremy Affeldt earlier in this series. The way they teach baseball now, I mean, it really starts the very first time a kid gets to an experienced coach or batting instructor. They start talking about 2-strike approach, and everybody professes the same thing. Shorten up and go back up the middle, and that's perfect execution. But I tell you, There aren't a lot of pitchers that appreciate that. What are having to take two and go to the right?
Here's Gonzalez, who takes a pitch in.
We were touching on that a little bit yesterday. That you don't see many pull hitters anymore. Guys who just try to yank to their pull side of the field. It's all about balance, using the diamond, using the middle of the field, gap to gap. That's your goal, to try and hit one between those two gaps in the middle of the field. And it's unanimous across the board. 2 strikes, shorten up, go back up the middle.
Gonzalez can sit on a pitch. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Changeup. That's what happens. You hit 40 home runs, don't expect a fastball and a fastball count. No, sorry.
He did get one, however, in the first.
A 3-1 fastball challenge from Todd Wellemeyer, and he hit home run number 3 on the year.
Giants have committed 2 errors in this game. And they trail by 4 runs. It's 5-1 San Diego. Runner goes. Gonzalez skies it down the left field line. Bowker giving chase, but it'll be in the seats. This is the 3-1 pitch to Gonzalez in the first inning from Wellemeyer.
That is a gift location to a power hitter, and that's the result. Not a bad pick out there in the bleachers either by that guy.
Two and two. Out to left field, Bowker puts it away to end the inning. A run for the Padres. It's 5-1 San Diego. Tomorrow night at 7:30, Sharks pregame live will begin at 7. It's going to be on Comcast California. Series is tied at 2 apiece. I can't wait. Here's Benji Molina. Giants have lots of work to do. Molina hit into a double play after DeRosa and Sandoval reached in the 4th inning. taking all the way, it appears, 2-0. Day off tomorrow for the Giants. Juan Uribe on deck. And it'll be the Cardinals, Phillies, and Rockies in town for a 9-game homestand. Molina dribbles it fouled. It's 2-2.
Yeah, it doesn't figure to get easy for the Giants. They're going to take on the beast from the East, the Phillies. They come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Cardinals over the weekend. That's always a spirited series between St. Louis and San Francisco. And then the Rockies, who many people had predicted would be the National League West champions this year.
Be some good pitching. I mean, we know the hitting. These teams all come in and hit, but these 3 teams also carry a couple of very, very good starters. Molina on the ground up the middle, but it's Cabrera who will make the play. And here's Uribe.
Now there's the gym. It's out. I'd say it's about right center field. If you hit a ball on the gap and just keep running over the fence and across the street, that's where you go, the gym. And folks come out there and take a breather and check out a little bit of the baseball game. That's got to be a little added bonus to the health spa over there.
I don't believe they can see the Padres' best player is Uribe. Skies at the left. Moving around is Salazar for 2 outs. I think the stadium blocks him off from Adrian Gonzalez.
I think you're talking about David Eckstein.
No, they got a good shot at David Eckstein.
Oh, yeah, she's got it figured out. This really has turned out to be an absolutely beautiful background. And a lot of these buildings, when this ballpark was first opened, were not here.
They were not.
The skyline behind Petco Park is just absolutely fantastic.
Schuerholz takes a strike.
You see its proximity to Coronado Island.
Schuerholz hit that off of his leg, I believe. He'll do that from time to time.
Let's see where it got him. Ooh, right on top of his right knee.
Feel that tomorrow. Lights are on here at the ballpark. The 0-2 pitch to Schuerholz. Low, Garland. Last pitch is 87.
Very economical.
Schuerholz lines it out to right, but Venable will put it away. Chase Henley will lead things off. All Padres. it'll be Yamamoto back out on the hill to face Chase Headley, William Venable, and then Nick Hundley. Headley 1 for 3. Padres will travel tomorrow to Cincinnati. First pitch hit out to Velez, and Velez is streaking back, and that ball just sailed right over his head.
I never thought I'd say this ballpark's playing small, but today, the way it's carrying, we've never seen carry in this field like we've seen it this afternoon.
Padre hitters are going to do some campaigning for more of these 353 starts.
Headley getting a lot of this one, though. It had a good sound to it. Second hit of the day for Hundley.
Here's Venable. Venable doubled in the third. He's 1 for 3.
Moda going right with a circle change to start this at bat off. They know that William Venable is aggressive on that first pitch. High and tight, going away, soft stuff away, hard stuff in. Nothing new about that strategy. Will's father, Max, played the major leagues from 1979 to 1991 with the Giants, the Expos, the Reds, and the Angels.
Little poke job into right field for William Venable. Sherholtz hits the cutoff man Huff.
Well, Moda totally took his legs out of the swing. Watch him reach. I mean, that thing's about a foot off the plate away. That looks like a Benji Molina hit. Extendo bat.
They'll bring to the plate Nick Hundley, homered in the 5th inning. The end of the bat foul, and it's no balls in 1 strike. Hundley got one up, and it just carried. And we don't ever see it carry here, but it did today.
Well, a 3-2 challenge from Danny Runsler. Got it up, and Bowker just kept going back, and by the end, it was about a third row shot up there.
Outside to Hundley. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. In an 18-minute delay to the start of this game due to rain. At times it can get extremely dark, but the rain is pretty much held off. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, we've seen a couple of the pockets of rain come over where it just opens up, and we're thinking no chance they're playing this game.
It happened about half an hour before this game was scheduled to start, and there was no angle to the rain at all. It was straight down.
Yeah, Noah's Ark type rain. And then all of a sudden, about 10 minutes later, whoop, stops. Sun comes out. Let's go. We're good. Edward Mujica starting to get greased up in the Padres pen. John Garland's day may be over.
Mota trying to come up with a pitch to Hundley, 3-1. Runner goes, swinging a high fly ball to right. We may have a challenge. Sherholtz has it, and there will not be a play at the plate. And Sherholtz's throw was just a wee bit offline.
Just a bit up the line, but that's a great example of why you back up a play. When you're the pitcher, after you throw a pitch, you become a fielder. And your job with a runner third and a fly ball to right is to back up the catcher. And you can see that thing was way wide of Benji Molina, and if Mota is not there, that ball goes right in the dugout. We don't normally see an errant throw come out of Nate Sherholtz, but that was about 30 feet away from home. Threw a screwball.
Yep. Good late movement from Sherholtz.
Working on that pitch.
Salazar does not have a hit today, nor does he have one on the season. He's 0 for 9. He did, however, walk to lead off. Check that with 1 out in the second. He eventually scored. And now Venable just got back as he was on the move.
You would expect a guy from Princeton would not get hung up on this move, but he almost gets picked off. But Black trying to get one more up. Managers like to have a 5-run lead so that they can't lose it with one swing of the bat.
One out here in the 7th. Back easily is Venable.
You know, they always have the last guy statistic, and they take all of the opening day rosters and then they keep track as to who gets crossed off the list of getting a hit. And then there's always the one guy who's the last guy on an opening day roster to get a hit.
Yeah, and it could be in May, June, could be in July. Benji Molina coming back, and he will make the basket catch.
Really Mays style. Okay. All right, show him the basket style. Cradle it. Job well done. It's Molina, excellent when it comes to fielding pop-ups behind home plate. Good hands.
There's Tony Gwynn Jr. Bunt single in the 6th allowed him to reach and then eventually score. And now a delayed jump by Venable, and he will steal it. Second in the game for Venable, 3rd of the year.
Bobby Mercer was the best I ever played with in the delayed steal.
Low and away.
And you kind of really catch the middle infielder sleeping, because once they think you're not going, they don't go to cover the bag. And there was really nobody there.
A lot of times that is indeed who you steal that base off of. Two balls and a strike.
Well, that was executed perfectly. That's the kind of a stolen base you would expect to see from a kid whose father was in the big leagues.
Or you expect to see from a guy much slower than William Venable.
And he's got some tools, and he can run.
Bowker over by the stands will put it away. No harm done. 8th inning, 5-1 San Diego.
Season comes in the form of the Brian Wilson closer plan. That means you can get season tickets in the left field lower box or bleacher seats. They're available, and the plan starts on May 25th. You will receive the benefits of a full season ticket holder, which includes the best price for every game. And for every closer plan purchase, you'll receive an autographed Brian Wilson bobblehead. 415-972-2298. Call now.
John Bowker takes low. Matt Downs is on deck. There's your score, 5-1 San Diego. Giants need to bunch some hits together, get some base runners, and then pop one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bowker lines it past Gonzalez, and that's how it all got started. So Matt Downs will take his first at bat of the year. When Aaron Rowan went on the disabled list, it was Downs who the Giants called up. Downs drives one to right. He's got a base hit.
You saw Edward Mujica down there getting greased up with the Padres pen. I'm not sure how much longer Bud Black's going to let Garland go. He's only thrown 92 pitches. But there's your answer.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up. your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Tonight on the Burger King Sportsnet Central. Tonight at 7 p.m. they'll talk about this game. They'll get you all psyched up for tomorrow's Sharks game. And they'll also have Toby Gerhardt, Stanford All-American, in the studio. You'll see it only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. And then what happens afterwards, Guy?
Chronicle Live will be on right after that with Greg Papa.
Our old pal, Greg Papa. So it is not Edward Mujica. It's going to be Luke Gregerson who comes out of the Padres bullpen, who was so impressive in the first game of the series. Sinker slider, but that doesn't tell you the whole story. His slider was one that the Giants were talking about the next day. Huge break, but no eye on the slider, and you could not see the spin on the slider. And that is a deceptive pitch. And as quick and as hard as he could throw it, it was not an easy assignment, and the Giants did not do well with it.
Gino Velez has bounced out 3 times. Of course, all those at bats were against John Garland. Now it's Gregerson. Giants have 2 runners aboard with nobody out. First pitch strike to Velez.
And there is that slider. He'll throw a lot of them.
Out of play, and Gregerson comes back with a fastball, and it's a quick 0-2 to Eugenio Velez.
Oh yeah, he's got his Cracker Jacks. Union, Dave. He just needs a few more runs, and he'd be really happy.
Yep.
Padres used to have a guy by the name of Mambo De Leon. Remember him?
I do.
He had one of those sliders that had no eye on it, an unusual spin to it. I remember taking it bat against the guy, thinking, "How do guys hit this thing?" Do you remember anybody else had that type of slider?
You know, I always like to hit the slider,
but you like to see the spin on it, though.
Yeah. I'd like to have him tell me it's coming. No swing, 2-2.
But I mean, a slider without the eye, that's a different animal. Did he go? No. One more look. Did he go? No.
Eckstein, double play.
It's haunted. Watch Bowker on second base. We talked to Freeze, and he had maybe a half a lead. I mean, it's not bad base running. Half a lead, Freeze, get back, and it was too late. And that's how fast it got on Eckstein. And Bowker, no chance. It has been that type of a series for the Giants.
Here's DeRosa. DeRosa had the at-bat against Gregerson on Monday, where he was mighty impressed with Gregerson.
Well, they were definitely trying to study him down and see if he was tipping any pitches, which the modern video technology that every clubhouse in the Major League has, it really allows you to do that. And in some instances, you can get as many as 4 or 5 different angles to see the guy if he's tipping a pitch. It's just a remarkable training capability that they have with all the video equipment. It really, really is a great teaching aid, too.
A little bloop into right center field, and it's Will Venable coming out of nowhere to put it away. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It stays 5-1 Padres. $7 p.m. It'll be on NBC Bay Area. Saturday, 6 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area with pregame live starting at 5:30. And then on Sunday, back on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, Matt Cain against Brad Penny. And pregame live will start at 12:30. Here's Matt Stairs against Brian Wilson.
This is mano-a-mano right here. One guy that likes to throw fastballs, and another guy that likes to hit them. I mentioned it the other day when Stairs pitch hit. He's a pull guy. Looks to yank. 19 pinch hit home runs in his career.
Stairs. It's a bomb to left field, and Sandoval runs it down.
The ball's not carrying all of a sudden. The numbers for Brian Wilson. the 5th game he's been in. I mean, that's amazing. This is the 15th game the Giants have had. He's only been in 5 of them. 6 strikeouts in 4 1/3. 4 base runners allowed. Only 1 hit allowed.
Cabrera takes a strike. He picked up an RBI and a squeeze in the 6th. Out of play, and it's 0-2.
Souvenir. Good chance if you're still here, you got a shot at a foul ball.
Yeah, would they announce?
14,906. I don't think when she came here today, she thought she was going to get a foul ball.
I agree with you. Off his fist into the seats. Well, you helped me out this 3 games with the extra scarf. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, once you start, you can't stop with the scarves. Especially back home. Gotta have them.
Aubrey Huff. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And here's Eckstein.
Got to keep looking for the seagulls. I mean, the proximity to the water, it's the same as it is in our yard. But the seagulls down here haven't quite figured it out.
Give them time.
There's a couple of advanced scouts.
Well, the 3:53 starting time kind of screwed them up.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I've seen that guy back in San Francisco. He flew down for the series.
Eckstein 1 for 4. Look out. Backs Eckstein off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Charging is Uribe, so we will go to the 9th. 4 runs to tie, 5 to take the lead. Sandoval, Huff, and Molina. Have scored in 4 of the 8 innings. They lead 5-1. couple of home runs in this game for San Diego is Edward Mojica.
A good arm coming out of that Padre bullpen. Fastball slider split. You see the strikeouts, 11 strikeouts against 2 walks and 9 1/3. And he can run up there mid-90s. Good fastball. They call him the last of the Mohicas.
Maybe has faced this guy a lot growing up. Not Scott Hairston, who's in left field, but Pablo Sandoval, both from Venezuela.
Yeah, both about the same age. Pablo 23, Mojica 25.
Two balls and no strikes. Pablo Sandoval 0 for 2. Hit the ball hard a couple of times.
Giants taking a strike. Down 4 runs. The word goes around the dugout. The skipper says, take a strike.
A lot of times it's the last thing you ask if you're walking out of the dugout, if you're leading off an inning. Just walk by the manager. Are we taking a strike? You don't even have to look down for a second. Sandoval deep into center field. Gwynn back. Gone.
Wow. That one hop the batter's eye at center. That's a bomb. And Mojica fell behind the count. 3-1. Challenge, and look at the location. Pretty much the same location that Gonzalez hit out of the ballpark in the back of the first inning against Wellemeyer. Mojica didn't want to walk him. He challenged him, and there's the end result of the challenge. That was a big potato right there.
It was a bomb to center field, his 3rd of the year. His Huff takes low.
Mike Adams starts heating up a little bit more intensely, I should say, out in the Padres bullpen.
On the ground, foul. Huff is 0 for 3.
You see Mike Adams.
Foul again. 1 and 2. Gonzalez will spin around and throw Huff out. 1 out.
Gonzalez has been busy today. He has picked that first base position clean. And this was a bullet off the bat of Huff. A 1-hop top spin seed. There's the 1 hop, and he just smothers it. And the underhand flip, all in a day's work.
Benji Molina.
Yeah, Mojica's not popping. He's not exactly jamming people. Nope.
Benji Molina 0 for 3. Hit into a double play in the 4th inning. Swing. Now they get 2. Coming in is Hairston. 2 outs. here's Juan Uribe. Giants are down to their last out. Fouls it back. Uribe with a double that led off the 5th inning. Swinging and a miss.
Good breaking ball.
Takes that pitch up high. Sherholtz to follow. Ball back.
Fight to get another guy up. Don't be the guy that makes the last out. When Sherholtz gets to the batter's box, if he does, say the same thing. See where it goes.
We should do it. It's Everett Cabrera from the outfield grass, and that's the ball game. So the Giants get swept here in San Diego. They go 1-5 on the road trip. Tune into NBC Bay Area Friday night at 7 as the Giants and Cardinals open a weekend series at AT&T Park. And then we'll be back with you on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area Saturday night, Giants pregame live at 5:30. All right, let's go to our Comcast studios for an update from Sports.